Hello and welcome to another new episode of Learning Simplified. In our last episode, we had seen how to apply some CSS filter effects into our project, and we have seen how to associate all the CSS filter properties into it. In this tutorial, we are going to write on the images, those we have imported as an image source, and we will align the text at the center of this individual div element that we had created in this purpose. Stay tuned. Now this is the thing that we are practically going to learn here, to write on the images, and in the second position we will align the same text that we have written on the image at the exact center of this individual div element. Now the point is, there are two ways practically to do so. So we will be learning the first case here, and we will be discussing about the second option in a later tutorial. If we head back to our text editor, we can see that this is the code so far into our style.css. As we can see here, this is the project so far, and in this context we would like to use another CSS filter effect. This is not the part of the tutorial actually. This is the thing that we had missed in our last episode. So we might be using this additional filter property which is known as blur, and in this case we will be mentioning the pix value of the blurriness. So we are mentioning here as if this one, the blur, it should be 3 pix, here, apply it everywhere wherever you have used previously this browser code here. Press Ctrl S, head back to your project and reload, and now we can see that the image that we have imported as an image source, it is now practically getting blurred and it is less opaque. It is having a grayscale applied to it, it is having a little bit of brightness. And so you may apply any kind of CSS filter effects into your project. All you need to do, you need to write all of them sequentially into a single line, and gap between each of them is maintained with a space. So this is how we may do it right over here. Now in the next case, let's talk about writing something onto our image. If we head back to this index.html, here we will be writing something like hello world. There it goes. Press Ctrl S. Now if we head back to our project and reload, we can see practically that there's nothing been written onto this individual image that we have imported. It is practically not possible to write on any images that we have imported into our project. If we had imported this image as the background of this div element, then only it is possible. But in this case, if we write something into the image, we can see that text is practically getting aligned at the bottom of the imported image, as we can see right over here. So how is it possible anyway to write on this individual image? In this context, we will be heading back to our style.css, and here on this background testing image where we had practically customized an image, all we are going to do, we are going to make usage of this z index value. We will be using here for say -1. Now if we head back to our project, we will see that practically we are undone. We have written nothing onto this image. This is due to the fact the z index value works only for say this individual background testing image into an absolute position. So without any position, actually the z index value never works. So this is the next thing that we need to assure here. We will be customizing this time the h1 element that we have created into our project. This is the h1 element here. So this is what we need to customize in the next case. So let's head back to style.css, and here we will be putting as if position of it should be absolute. There it goes. And from top it will be leaving a total of 50% value. From left it will be 50% again. We need to put some kind of padding property into it, so we will be exactly putting a padding property of 1 rem from all the sides. In the next case, we need to apply a translate position, we need to apply a transform position here of translate. We will place it right at the center of the individual div element that we have created. So we will be placing it right over here, and we will be putting a border of, for say, 4 pixels. It will be double and it will be having a white color. There it goes. We will be mentioning about a font size of, for say, 4 pixels actually. It should be 4 rem. And another thing, we had placed a padding property here. So in an order to let the calculation rest upon the browser itself, so all we need to do, we need to put here a box sizing property of, for say, border box. Press Ctrl S. Let's put some font weight right over here, and we will be putting it to 900 or 800 perhaps.